From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. Prime Minister Mark Carney says Canada is talking with NATO partners about options to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. The critical waterway usually carries 1/5 of the world's daily oil shipments, but it's been blockaded by Iran in retaliation for U.S. and Israeli attacks. Carney says Canada might join efforts to ensure ships can move freely through the strait if there's a ceasefire in the Persian Gulf. Prime Minister Mark Carney made those comments today at a news conference in Halifax, where he announced Canada has met its NATO commitment on defense spending.
NATO confirmed that Canada has achieved its 2% defense expenditure target, half a decade ahead of the original schedule.
Canada's come under heavy pressure in recent years from its allies, especially from the U.S., to dramatically ramp up its military spending. Air Canada's CEO has apologized for his English-only message of condolence after Sunday's jet collision in New York. Michael Russo says he's still unable to express himself adequately in French, despite many lessons over several years. Russo's been summoned to testify at the House of Commons Official Languages Committee. Canada's most populous province is once again delaying balancing its budget, now for the third year in a row. It's one of several shock absorbers meant to ease Ontario down a potentially bumpy economic road ahead.
Finance Minister Peter Bethlenfalvy is for the third year in a row delaying a surplus, now projecting to be in the black in 2028-29 with a deficit of $13.8 billion next year. He says amid geopolitical and trade tensions, his $244 billion budget is cautious where it must be and ambitious where it should be. The budget allocates billions for high-growth industries like AI, boosts research funds, earmarks high reserve funds, and implements a small business tax cut. Allison Jones, The Canadian Press, Toronto.
U.S. stocks have seen their worst day since the start of the war with Iran. Dow took over again from hope on Wall Street after Iran rejected a U.S. offer for a ceasefire. The S&P 500 sank 1.7% today, and it's headed for a fifth straight losing week. That would be the longest such losing streak in almost 4 years. University of British Columbia alumna Jessica Meir has given current students a look at her office inside the orbiting International Space Station. The NASA astronaut took a Zoom call with students about life inside the space station.
You just can't prepare for what it really feels like to live and work in microgravity and what it feels like as a human to experience looking at the Earth from above.
This is Meir's second time on board the ISS, after participating in the first all-female spacewalk in 2019. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the surging Ottawa Senators look to continue their playoff push tonight when they host the Pittsburgh Penguins. Sens have won 4 straight and enter tonight holding down the second wildcard spot in the NHL's Eastern Conference. 2 teams in solid playoff positions meet tonight in Montreal as the Canadiens host the Columbus Blue Jackets. Habs have won 2 straight and are third in the Atlantic Division. Also tonight in the NHL, Winnipeg hosts Colorado, Calgary welcomes Anaheim, Edmonton's at Vegas, while Vancouver hosts Los Angeles. Toronto Blue Jays General Manager Ross Atkins says the team is eager to get started after last fall's deep playoff run to Game 7 of the World Series.
Obviously, there's a lot of really positive feelings from the momentum of last year that are different from the prior year, but the motivation and excitement aren't any different.
The Blue Jays will kick off their regular season tomorrow night against the Athletics at Rogers Centre. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.